Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, while we appreciate that you have acknowledged and ruled that the Leader of the Opposition was out of order last Thursday, we are confused by the mixed messaging that you've sent to this House. The member was out of order and yet has still been allowed to participate in debate and today have 5 questions in question period. The regular practice is that a member isn't recognized to speak until they have withdrawn, and that is not being applied, and we have some concerns about the mixed messages. I'd also like to remind the Speaker of the very serious matter that was raised yesterday regarding the member for Fort Saskatchewan Sherwood Park. We are still waiting for him to withdraw and apologize for his homophobic and disgusting comment. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What about Trudeau literally calling Pierre homophobic? Why is nobody saying anything about that and making him apologize? All he apologized for yesterday was saying crap. Like, come on, lady. Exactly, yeah, Johnny. The mixed message was Trudeau not getting booted. Trudeau should have been made to withdraw, and when he didn't withdraw the first time, he should have been booted out. It's exactly what you did to Pierre.
Honourable member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, is rising on his feet, and I will recognize him in due turn, but I understand on the same point of order so that the member doesn't have to get up twice. The Honourable Member, Parliamentary Secretary for the Government House.
Mr. Speaker, I would just want to add a couple thoughts to it. We have to put into proper perspective when a member is requested by the Speaker's chair to withdraw the remarks. As it's been pointed out, they are required to do so. If they do not, speakers have not identified them until they do the apology. We can give ample examples of that. We cannot allow a second tier of a member of parliament he is allowed, or he or she is allowed, to violate the rules, and then it is the political party that pays the consequence. That's in fact what we saw here. It was the Conservative Party that lost the 3 questions. There was no penalty to the member from the leader of the Conservative Party. That causes a great deal of concern for all parliamentarians.
Yeah, he did lose questions. He was supposed to get at least 4 rounds of questions, and at the beginning he only got 1 or 2.
Before I move to the member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan, because I can understand his motivation and wanting to stand up, the Honourable Parliamentary Secretary, as well as to the member from Edmonton Strathcona, the Speaker has made a ruling on this decision. I would encourage all members to read it very carefully. As you know, when there is something that contravenes Article 18, the Speaker has some discretion as to what to do. And so the Speaker is certainly considered this question, has been in contact with, and had many discussions. And I would encourage the honourable members to read the session. If they wish to challenge the ruling of this chair, they know the procedure in which to provide. The honourable member. Then I see that the honourable member from Winnipeg's South Centre is rising on a point of order.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to draw your attention for the benefit of the House to some language I've heard used that I think is unbecoming of this House and of members in this House. And I have no interest in ascribing blame or pointing fingers, so I'm not going to name names, Mr. Speaker. However, there has been reference over the course of debate in the House in the past few days in particular to pagers exploding, walkie-talkies exploding, reference to perhaps members in this House themselves having that type of technology, which is an obvious reference to the conflict that is happening in the Middle East right now, Mr. Speaker. I heard another comment from a member today and I quote, "Did you get a thank you letter from Hezbollah?" This is to an Israeli member of this House who has lost loved ones, innocent loved ones in the conflict. We have other members of this chamber from all sides, Mr. Speaker, who have lost innocent people by virtue of the conflict that is taking place. I, again, am not interested in being partisan. I simply want to draw your attention to this and call upon the better angels in this House to conduct themselves on behalf of Canadians and one another with compassion and dignity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I thank the honourable member for Winnipeg South Centre for a thoughtful intervention, and I'll take this opportunity to remind all members of the House that the most important thing that we can do, despite pursuing the interests of our constituents passionately and pointedly, but is to make sure that there is a fundamental respect between all members. This is a point that the chair has made, that chair occupants have made at several occasions. J'encourage tous les députés.
I would encourage all members to be nicer and more respectful of one another, so that we can have
This is like a high school playground.
debates that are passionate and interesting to represent the interests
Even
of
worse,
constituents
elementary
across
level.
the country.